Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. This is part... I have actually lost track of which part this is, but it's a blind playthrough. Okay, so I don't really know what to expect for the rest of this episode, but things are definitely getting a little deeper, a little juicier. The plot's getting a little bit more mysterious, shall we say. In the previous episode, we went into hypnosis for the second time, and we relived a childhood memory revolving around Ed and his dad. We've already analysed the first part of that memory. We now have the other two to go. So let's just get straight into it. We are going to move on to the Secret Pact segment. Let's relive it.
What? Jeez. What have I told you about coming in here while I'm working?
If I don't knock on the door, you knock on my head.
What do you say you go to the garage and bring me a... you know what?
I don't think I know what you know what is.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't. Oh, and most importantly, your mom can't find out.
A secret pirate brotherhood pact?
Sure, but she can't find out. Come on, you're taking forever.
So clearly Dad is not Dad of the Year, that's for certain. He definitely doesn't have as much interest in Ed as his memory served him. Clearly just uses him to basically get things for him because he can't be asked to leave his own office. So we're going to move on to the portion that needs to be analysed. So for whatever reason, Ed has mentally blocked out that his dad smokes. To what significance, I do not know. But let's examine the fist.
You told me about a pirate handshake where you bumped fists. Did that actually happen, or did you make it up?
Let's just go with the square option. I think we need to try and get Ed to come to terms with the fact he is filling in a lot of gaps with stuff that has not happened.
It might not have happened, or maybe I saw it in a movie.
Ed, your father, has he ever hit you?
Now, we don't actually know this. As the player, we cannot assume that he has done it in the past. He's threatened it. We certainly know that he has said if he enters a room without knocking, that he knocks Ed, but we haven't witnessed that, nor has it been indicated it's actually happened. So I'm going to go with the not yet option.
No. But he will.
When, Ed? When will he hit you?
I don't know yet.
And your mom, has he ever hit her?
I don't know.
We'll examine the ashtray.
How much does your dad smoke?
I don't know, but he doesn't want to.
Who makes him?
The yearning.
Mm-hmm. Is that what he says?
And then we need to look at the computer as well.
What is your dad writing?
A bestseller.
Will it? Sell, I mean.
He'll never finish it.
There we go. So we've got 50% of secondary analysis and 66% of main. So we'll move on to the next portion to analyse. So the option for secret has come up with the dad. Brotherhood has come up with Ed. So we'll just analyse both. We will analyse the Brotherhood bit first.
So you and your dad made up the Pirate Brotherhood? Or was there anyone else?
No, just me.
And your dad?
I don't know.
So your father hides treasure around the house as a kind of game for you. Do you remember other treasures, aside from the Frangles?
Not right now.
I think we can guess what the other treasures were. So we can move back now. We got 100% on both there. Okay. So if I press analyze, we don't need to do that, I don't think. I could probably come back. That's right, we've done that. So relive and analyze seem to be the same thing. We now have the final segment, you know what. Let's relive that and analyze it as well.
No, it's here in the garage, but where exactly? That is the question, Flangan. The governor is constantly changing its location.
Of course, Captain, but...
Enough questions, Flangan. Start looking.
So we know there's nothing in the gas heater. We know there's nothing in the boot. It's in the toolbox, though I would assume it's not Frangles. Nope. It is a cask. One of those nice fancy cardboard tubes you get fancy whiskey in, as I suspected. So there isn't a lot to analyze. We've got the bicycle again.
Your dad said he would fix it.
I'll never ride my bike again.
Yeah, so the dad's a real piece of work. He is just completely engrossed in his work, which ultimately doesn't pay off. That's just shitty. Okay, we have a spade here that the mum was cautious
They look pretty
of.
dangerous for a kid.
Mom doesn't let me go in there.
But your dad asked you to go in.
Alright, so the main segment is over here.
Ed, are you okay? Ed, what are you feeling?
That face really doesn't say anything to me. I'm gonna go with nothing.
Ed, what are you feeling?
What should I be feeling?
Okay, it's all right.
Right, so we have 100% in all three sections now. Let's find out. Oh, we have got two more segments to go. Let's crack on with those two. I'm going to guess he's going to fall, because his dad made the remark about him falling once before that we hadn't seen or heard of.
Are you out of your mind?
Is he going to offer me one? Well, this is awkward.
Sit down there.
No kid should have to be around an adult like that. It's scary.
Read this.
The next step in the long process of Joe human self-destruction involved an internal rebellion. His nervous system out of revenge for being mistreated by Joe.
I mean, if you're gonna get an 8-year-old to proofread your
It's all a bunch
work,
of crap, Ed. I'll never make it. I'm worthless. You understand? Fucking worthless. I'm worthless. You're worthless. Waste.
well, that's not going to deeply
No matter-
scar your
no
child.
matter how hard you try, okay? You're trapped. Remember that. One day it'll come. It'll never go away. Understand? Remember.
Dad, I have to. Mom is in the kitchen.
The cracks are really starting to show now. Okay, we've got quite a few small windows of analysis here. So it shouldn't be too difficult to find what it is we're looking for.
You fell, right? How long ago?
Oof.
Eddie!
I got really hurt, and Mom got really scared. Dad, too. It was epic.
It's like the one few occasions, by the looks of it, that both parents came to his aid and took care of him. Surprised social services didn't start sniffing around after that, but hey ho. Let's just see how far the game will let me wander, because usually there's a cut-off. There we go. It won't let me go much further than that. It's not going to let me go onto the porch. I don't think there's much else to examine on this section. So we will scoot along to the climbing portion.
So after falling from the ivy, you didn't get vertigo?
What is that?
Fear of heights.
For Captain Roberts, fear is what's found on the faces of his enemies.
Right, so there are more secondary objectives than there are main objectives, so I'm going to take a quick peek around here. Nope. Here we go. So I've just come to notice now, bearing in mind I've been playing this game for how many hours now? As you can see from these portions, there is a thick white bar at the top and a very thin grey bar at the bottom. So the thin grey bar represents the secondary and the chunky bar represents the main. So I'm going to rewind all the way back to the start because it would seem there is a secondary clue I have not found. But what is it? I wonder if it's the basketball hoop. Ah, it is.
Do you like basketball?
Ed, I'm sorry. Who are you talking to?
To you. I love it.
Oh, okay, so I get to respond as Julia. I'm going to assume she doesn't follow it all that much. But if I say I like it a lot, that might get Ed to open up.
So do I.
I knew it.
Really? Why is that?
Well, because it's awesome.
Oh, sure.
So are you. Who's your favorite player for the Lakers?
Well, here's the trouble. I don't know who the Laker players are. Are all those Laker players, or are they just famous players? I've heard of Magic Johnson, so let's just go with him.
Definitely Magic Johnson.
Yeah, right. Too obvious. Has to be from this season. Nick Van Exel is my favorite. Nick the Quick. It's not Magic Johnson, of course. But looking at this season...
Yeah, the Lakers aren't what they used to be.
It's a shame. Really a shame.
Okay, so I'm hoping that exchange might have encouraged Ed to, you know, open up to Julia a bit more. You know, finding some common ground might allow him to lower his guard.
Is it a normal thing for your dad to get really sad all of a sudden? Or angry? Or happy?
It wasn't before.
And one final secondary.
Ed, do you drink?
So much. Today I drank a huge glass of water in one gulp.
That's good. It's important to drink water.
Okay, that's the end of that section. I think Juicy Red should be the last portion. And I imagine there's probably quite a bit to analyse here.
Mom, I put everything away. Can I go play now?
Wait. Are you sure there's nothing left in the bag? If I were you, I'd check again.
All signs point to a bottle of...
Give me a break.
Oh. So far, nothing seems too different. Ah.
You're bleeding. That's why you were crying.
Oh, sorry, I got some on your drawing.
Okay, I think we're going to actually get to see what's in the bathroom. This is... let's comfort her.
Does it hurt?
Don't come in! Ow! 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 Ed! Eddie!
Ah, so Mum was taking a pregnancy test. And clearly she doesn't want to have any more children with that psycho alcoholic. So that's a bummer. So we'll analyse what's going on in here. There's only these things here to examine. There we go. So Mum was pregnantito. So nothing bad actually happened to the mum. You know, we were kind of being led up the garden path a bit there, probably to believe that maybe she'd harmed herself in some way, but that was not the case. So we can now end the hypnosis and see what Dr. Lomas deduces from that, if anything at all.
All right. So, you believe me yet, or are you gonna keep at it?
I had to give it a try.
He's still so convinced he's got the upper hand. What on earth? Let's go with square.
Well, we'll continue tomorrow.
Yeah, like I have a choice.
There we go, so we successfully completed the second hypnosis session.
We're just going to have to put up with each other for now.
Her poor little beetle is not designed for that track. There we go. Kind of get the feeling he wanted to get out of bed, and so very nearly did it. Okay, so it would appear that Dr. Lomas is just going to be staying at the local motel, which is wise. I wouldn't necessarily want to stay at the patient's abode, because I've got a funny feeling crazy Auntie Claire would have maybe tried to have convinced her to do so. Okay, so she's already giving herself a mental list of objectives. So first priority is to order some food for dinner. So let's find the menu. Can't give me the priority of ordering food and then not hand me a menu. Hungry Harry. Well, it looks as though we've already got some sort of food delivery. Let's see. Review notes. We don't want to review notes just yet. Maybe can I leave to go get food? Nope. So maybe I have... There we go, a landline. Here we go, order dinner.
Mrs. Lomas, is there anything I can get you?
You don't do dinners by any chance, do you?
No, but there is a wonderful restaurant in Santa Anita, about 5 miles from here.
Oh, thank you. I think I'll order in. It's been a long day.
Oh, good luck with that. They don't usually deliver here. I could make you something, if you'd like. Just this one time. I can add it to your bill. Would you like anything in particular?
Anything you have is fine. If we can do without meat.
Just give me a few minutes and I'll bring you something, okay?
So it would seem that my choice to make Julie a vegetarian is going to stick throughout the playthrough. It wasn't just a one-off polite response to Claire's sandwich order. We will go over the session notes first before picking up the mobile phone, because we're going to use that to call Robert anyway.
It's just what I thought. Ed is unconsciously repressing some of his memories or distorting them. But did he block things out himself or with the help of someone else?
I would go as far to say that he has managed to do this all by his own self. I think the only help that Claire really offers is by not talking about it. She doesn't seem to bring anything up. She will evade questions that pertain to his parents, but I don't think it's her doing so.
Yes. Judging from what he's told me, there's reason to believe he did it himself. What if Ed, aside from fulfilling his father's dream of becoming a writer, followed in his footsteps in other ways? What if, by driving himself off a bridge, Ed was trying to copy his father?
Curiouser and curiouser. Yes, because again, John jumping off the bridge, we only saw that from Ed's perspective. We don't know if that was a real-time event or if it was a memory playing itself out in Ed's mind. So I don't really think John is the type of fella to commit suicide. Yes, he definitely had some sort of underlying issues, but he also seemed a little too abrasive. Like he was more willing to take it out on other people than himself. So I'm going to go with John abandoned them.
No. John wasn't suicidal. Something tells me he abandoned Ed and Maddie. What about his mother? How does one deal with a situation like that?
Now, this is another tricky one because Ed has not made mention of a brother or sister, but Ed's also conveniently telling himself these people do or don't exist. So I might go as far to say that she did have the child. Potentially. That's what I'm going to go with.
What if a possible sibling Ed has never mentioned is one of the memories he's repressing? Too many questions. I hope Robert has some answers.
This is the other trouble. We haven't had confirmation from outside sources to help us identify what is truth and what is fabricated. Let's grab the phone. Well, Lou, it's been a busy day. Oh god, now he's frustratingly texting. Okay, let's have a chat with Robert.
Hey, sweetie. You must be exhausted. Did you find a motel? You should have let me do it for you.
We'll go with I'm exhausted.
Exhausted is an understatement.
Okay. Well, just stop me when you're falling asleep. So, tell me, how is Ed?
You know I can't.
But I'm paying for it.
That's not going to work.
No, yeah, of course. I know. But he'll be all right, right?
Again, we can't really divulge that. Let's go with let it go.
Just let it go, okay?
Okay. Sorry. Hey, dish the dirt. So, what do you think of his Aunt Claire?
Have you known her for long?
Just over the phone these last few days, but, hey, don't change the subject.
I'm going to go as far as to say she's hiding something.
I don't know. I think she's hiding something.
Yeah, I totally get it. Well, I have some bad news.
Let's go with she doesn't like me.
She doesn't like me, does she?
She called me a little while ago. On the one hand, she says you're very professional, and she likes how punctual and responsible you are.
Oh, and the bad news?
She's thinking about moving things out of Ed's room so you can bring in the equipment.
Let's go with the bottom option. That seems hilarious.
Does she think I'm going to use brain scanners?
No, I don't think so. No, physical therapy equipment. Walkers and stuff. I don't think she realizes you're a psychiatrist or psychologist. What is it? I always forget.
Both.
Really? Well, the lady has a whole different picture.
I still don't understand why that's a bad thing. Hold on. Ed hates psychiatrists. I'm sure Claire does too.
No, yeah, for sure. When they find out.
Ed already knows and seems okay with it. As for her, time will tell. Give me a second.
I mean, she
I need
is...
to think.
Yeah, sure. Take your time, sweetie. I'm in no hurry. Although I did order some dinner, and it should be here any minute now.
I don't think Claire would even be able to tell you what colour the sky was. Let alone figure out that Dr. Lomas is a doctor of the mind. Let's go with tell me about the parents. Or the first Vertigo episode. Let's go with... I think we need to get to the bottom of what causes his vertigo to start.
What do you know about Ed's first Vertigo episode?
Not much, really. He was 8 or 9. He was in bed for several weeks.
Do you know what triggered it?
His father. He, committed suicide.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought. How?
He jumped from a bridge.
And you didn't think to tell me this before?
Well, no. It just slipped my mind.
Ed is following in his father's footsteps. And his mother?
I think she died in a car accident.
Robert.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
This is definitely vital information that we could have done with having previously.
How did you meet Ed?
Through a mutual friend, one of his college professors. She gave me his manuscript. I loved it, and we met up. The novel was a diamond in the rough, but it needed a lot of editing. Lucky for him, he was talking to the best editor in Los Angeles. It was a few months' worth of work. He would come over, we'd read, talk, drink.
Let's ask if they haven't been as close lately.
You said you and Ed haven't been as close lately.
No. Not nearly as close as we used to be. We'd write occasionally, but ever since Vera...
Robert?
Yeah, no. Sorry.
Yeah, so Robert's carrying some
Are you all right?
burden as well.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Yesterday... No. The day before yesterday was the anniversary of Veronica's death. I completely forgot about it. It's been 8 years, and that's never happened to me before.
Oh, definitely do not feel guilty.
You shouldn't feel guilty.
No, yeah, it's fine. It's just weird. It's like I remember. You said this would happen, didn't you? In our last session.
Possibly.
Oh, dinner's here. I'll be right back.
There we go. So Dr. Loomis has a little bit of OCD as well. She doesn't like things
Take
out of place.
a bachelor's best friend. Hey, how's Lou?
Let's go with I'd rather not talk about
I'd
it.
rather not.
Oh my, a visit this late, Doctor?
Oh, come on. I eat too.
Yeah, right. Of course. I'll leave you to it, sweetie.
Bon appétit.
Talk soon, yeah? Bon appetit.
Lou needs to give it up.
Your dinner's gonna get cold.
Take the earbuds out. It's rude. I want to know what she had for dinner. What did he rustle up for her?
All right, kid. Let's go.
Right, we're back with Nick Reyes. So with that in mind, I think that might be a good place to pause it. So we have successfully completed our second hypnosis with Ed. We've had a quick chat with his editor, Robert, and we've reviewed the notes. It would seem that some of my assumptions so far have been slightly off, but overall, there's still a lot of information that isn't adding up. So hopefully we will get some clearer answers as we continue. So please do join me for the next episode where we will continue with Nick and his storyline and see what is going on with the dead neighbours and why that's happened. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you again for the next one.